Newfoundland's one and only full-time reggae band, Pressure Drop, are the focus of this edition of Musical Notes. Hi, I'm Len Penton. Stay tuned as we watch the band performing live at the Loft, as well as at the Club Flamingo during the East Coast Music Awards, and we'll see their video, Freedom. This is Musical Notes, and we'll be right back after this.
Over 500,000 Canadians are so visually impaired that reading a sign or getting any visual information is a real problem. We all have the right to know, to be informed. Help us improve access to information for blind and visually impaired Canadians. Contact the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. Share our insight.
We were reggae all the while. We got together with the intention of playing reggae music, and I guess the thing about why reggae, it's people living in Newfoundland hearing a variety of music coming from the States and Europe and all over the world. Some of it you identify with quite easily, other seems like it's very foreign. But if you look at the situations in the lyrics of reggae music and the things they talk about, it sounds like they're talking about here, you know?
Seems to be a lot of social commentary in there. Music that's rooted in the urban experience of Kingston, I guess, down in Jamaica a lot of times, about the hardships and the poverty there. Is that what you found appealing in this music, that it talks about similar things here in Newfoundland, Todd or Terry? Does it talk about Newfoundland's economy? Is that what appeals to you?
It's the one love that got me when Bob teaching the people the message, you know. Children of the earth. That's what got me. I guess you could connect it with just about any similar problems, you know, of an island.
Mm-hmm. Terry, where were you in '88? 88 seems to have come up a couple of times in the conversation leading up to this interview as an important year.
Well, back in '86, '87, myself and Todd were in a band called Midnight Blues, band with Jake the Snake and Scully McCully. Mm-hmm. And a few of the guys were hanging around, were into reggae, and I started picking up the vibe and
Opening up a few rooms in there.
And that band disbanded, and myself and Todd were getting together jamming with some friends, and that's how I met Jim at a jam over at Todd's place, and we were just jamming out, and then the vibe started hitting, and then we decided to form PTR Club, which was a play on PTL Club at the time with Jim Baker, and didn't really stand for anything, and a lot of people thought that the initials stood for stuff, but it was just a joke more than anything. We sort of just played around a few gigs that summer. Peace Corps was the first gig, and we got a gig at the Cornerstone. Then I moved away to Vancouver, and I missed, well, first I moved to Toronto, and I missed two things. I missed the band that I'd helped start, and I missed the ocean. Moved to Vancouver and saw a lot of live reggae acts, and that's how I really got into it. And then when I got back, I picked up where I left off.
And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, because when he got back, we'd almost decided to go into a hand puppet act for dinner theater, but he swayed us back toward the reggae again.
And I just want to clear up a misconception. Jim is the last living father of Confederate reggae.
Sharon, what about yourself? How did you get started in reggae music?
Well, that's when I first got into it too, that summer of '88. You know, it's the first time I heard reggae music. And, you know, with the previous band that Terry and Todd and Jim were in.
The Freaks.
TTR, right? That was the name of the band. And I used to hear them quite often. There's just a whole vibe that, you know, that goes with reggae music, you know, the whole vibe of oneness, you know.
And Sharon herself was a village idiot, of course. A band called Village Idiots with Bill Carney. And I guess when PTR broke up and we were on a bit of a hiatus, myself, Jim, and Todd felt the vibe, and we wanted to keep it going. Thought that, you know, PTR being the party band it was, we thought that maybe we can take it a step further and make, you know, serious, bigger parties. So we recruited Sharon, we recruited Fred Murphy, missing from photo, And that's where we are. That's why we started.
Jim, you were mentioning 88 as the year of the double daylight savings time.
Oh yeah, that was a dangerous summer, that was.
What started from that year? What other bands besides yourselves?
Well, geez, at the time there was Lil Thomas was our lead guitar player, and I was playing in another band for a while with Danny Thomas, and Louis filled in on the first couple of PTR gigs when I was in the States, meeting some family for the first time and so on, and oh God, it was Bounders, summer of '88, the deck, the sun, lots of craziness, all nights watching sunrises, and Dead Reckoning got on the go then, the Thomas Trio, Open Road, which is now Rollins Cross, us, the whole thing just sort of split wide open after a big downtime in Newfoundland music during the '80s. There wasn't a big scene here, and geez, look at what's going on now, you know.
It's really going through a renaissance, I think. What about making social commentary? I'm going to throw this to Todd and Terry now, either one of you. In relation to reggae music, there is, of course, Your Funky Ladies, which is a great dance song that you've recorded on your CD and cassette. But there's also Democracy, and other kinds of songs that are serious social commentary. How important is social comment to reggae music?
It's important to a certain degree, you know. I mean, you know, you can have your upbeat, happy, funky ladies, you know, and it's you know, life is a grind. So you got your problems and all that, and you know, you want to try to get everyone together, you know, quit all the fussing and fight and get back to the way maybe. If there ever was a time when there was no wars or poverty or anything else that would bring you down. So, you know, everyone feels that.
There's a time to put it aside, you know, and
I think reggae is the politics, what the blues is the heartache and stuff. Blues writes a lot about the heartache and losing your lovers and losing this and losing that. Reggae is more about the political situation at the time, and that can have its ups and its downs and can swing both ways.
It's all, yeah, it's social, it's political, and it's spiritual, and it's kind of, how would you put it, it's kind of buried under infectious rhythm, so that if you don't want to listen to the lyrics or whatever, you don't have to. The rhythm of the music catches you, and you can dance to it and enjoy it for ages and ages, and then finally after the message might seep in, and you might realize what's being said in the song, and you know, it's not all just a fun thing.
Caribbean rhythms, though, tend to fill dance floors. I mean, and I know that reggae has its roots in ska. Is that correct? Ska?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Who dares to define reggae music here? Can anyone take that one on and define it for me? What is reggae music? It's urban Jamaican.
Who dares to define it?
Yes.
Who dares? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who dares to defy it?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I understand that it's urban Jamaican and African rhythms coupled with...
I think the rhythm itself is very much either consciously or subconsciously related to a heartbeat.
Yeah, it is.
It's that underlying rhythm that makes everything in life. It's that active force, and it's a manifestation of that force.
Which might sound a bit esoteric, but it's pretty straightforward. It's in the music. It's a that's the core of reggae music, and then it's expanded outward. To use a term like reggae is a pretty so many different forms. It's like you say rock and roll, okay? Some people call Run DMC rock and roll. Some people call Buddy Holly rock and roll. Some people say Supertramp or rock and roll. Well, reggae is the same way. It's like a tree with many branches kind of thing.
There's a vital force underlying everything that we see, whether it be living or inanimate, and everything has its own vibratory rate and note, and I think that reggae capitalizes on the whole collection of the cosmos, some kind of thing that we can't really touch, but it's there, and it's behind anything that exists in our perception of it. Everything is nature, everything is life. And
You talking about Fred?
Fred is sending me telepathy messages.
Yeah.